This is black 3.0. This is the blackest black paint that you can buy. I paid $21 plus shipping and handling for this, I think 5 ounces or maybe it's more, of black paint. Super flat, super matte, ultra pigmented acrylic paint. Do not eat it, drink it, get it in your eyes, tattoo, or paint your body, or apply to shiny shake well. I can't read that fast. Anyway, look it up. It's pretty cool stuff, and I'm going to give you a little review on it. It's pretty black, and so this is what it looks like. I'm going to squeeze it out right here, and sorry it's blurry. I'm going to kind of show you how it spreads. Now it's highly pigmented acrylic paint, and so it spreads a little bit like sand. It's not very fluid, and I tried to mix some up with a little bit of water. You can dilute it and it's still good, but it still doesn't spread very easily. Still really cool stuff. I was excited to get it because I'm all about black t-shirts and black clothes and black pens and black book bags, and just like if I can get it in black, I buy it in black. And so I was pretty excited about this, and so I'm going to try it out for Inktober today. I actually took some of it and mixed it up into a thinner ink, and I'm going to paint with that today. Here is an example of different kinds of black paint or black materials together. Hang on just a second. Spread this out a little bit. It doesn't flow quite like regular acrylic paint does, but it still works a lot like regular acrylic. It takes it a little bit to dry. So here's some swatches. The big square on the left is regular acrylic paint. The stuff in the middle is the black 3.0. You can see it right there. That's Blick acrylic. Then the middle one is black 3.0. Then the next one is Sharpie. The one after that is black ink. And the very last one, which kind of goes around 2 corners, is Temper Paint. So you can see how black it really is next to regular black things, or other black materials. Anyway, so it's Inktober, and I'm doing ancient, so I had to do a little brainstorming. I did old, antique, just come up with a bunch of different words. Cobwebs, aged, just whatever I thought of when I thought of the word ancient. When I read the word ancient, these are the things that I thought of. And so I'm actually going to combine a few of these. I was actually going to combine yellowed. I was going to use yellowed in there too, but I don't think I ever did. And broken, hieroglyphics remind me of ancient, or ancient reminds me of hieroglyphics, which of course reminds me of mummies, which of course reminds me of museums where you find lots of ancient things, tombs and ruins, and that was plenty of words. So I circled cobwebs and yellowed and cracked, and we're going to kind of go with that, and probably should have circled tomb. This is a pencil I used in a video a couple of days ago, and I really like the pencil, but for some reason it's not working. So I don't know if I did something to it or what, but I want to see about getting it fixed. And this is the skull that I've been drawing a lot. So here we go. First thing I'm going to do is kind of make a pedestal. I had to get a new pencil. I'm going to get a pedestal to do to put my aged ancient skull on. While I'm doing this, let me give a shout out to the art classes of Miss Bolen at Pratt High School, I think in Kansas, and I think it's the Pratt Greenbacks, if I'm not mistaken. So go Greenbacks. Hope I got that right. And they sent me some questions or statements on Facebook Messenger, and I'm going to try to address some of these things. So number one was, do more background with the skull like I did with the ornament piece. I would like to. I really do like that piece. I think it turned out pretty good. I like the stuff that I did in the background. The problem with that is each one of these things is supposed to be for Inktober. They don't really have to be fast, I don't guess, but I've got so many other things going on in the day that I have a hard time spending or dedicating a lot of time to Inktober. And so I try and keep the pieces pretty fast. If I can't do them in an hour or less, then I really don't have time for them. So it worked out real good to do more with the background. And you're right, I probably should do more with the background. But again, that just kind of takes more time. Let's see. Maybe do more feminine pieces, not all masculine. Well, that's going to be a struggle. I'm not the manliest of men, but I like to think I'm rather masculine, and I don't really know how to do feminine pieces. I don't know. Maybe occasionally I do. I don't know. That's a hard one for me. I guess I could do one with polka dots, maybe. I don't know what's feminine. I don't know what feminine is. I'm not very feminine. I'll see what I can do there. Ink versus paint. Well, I really like both. I think I like ink better, like at least right now. I've been using paint. I'm 47. I've been doing art for 30 something years. My background is really like with acrylic paint. That's what I did most of my paintings with. When I paint a lot with acrylic. I got into oils for a little bit. It takes a little bit too long to dry for my taste. And recently I've got into ink. If you have not already looked up Scott M. Fisher, he is like my new hero right now. And he does a lot of stuff with ink, particularly FW ink. And I went out and blew tons of money on FW ink, so I'm going to be doing a lot of ink. But technically, I think this FW ink is actually paint. It's acrylic ink. It's acrylic paint. I think it's just watered down acrylic paint that they're charging me more for. I don't know. But I do like it. So, ink. More colored ink? Yes, absolutely. The problem with more colored ink is this. I am colorblind. And maybe that's why I like black so much, but I'm colorblind. And I can see colors, I enjoy colors, I appreciate colors, but matching colors is not my strong suit. So if I can't, kind of make a good guesstimate of what color it is, like leaves are green, or sky is blue, then I don't usually deal with color a whole lot. Now, I do use color, but just not as much as some people would like for me to. If you didn't do hatching or cross hatching, what technique would you do with ink? I would probably blend it. I've done that at a couple of these Inktober drawings. Not a whole lot. I water it down a little bit so I can get, the more you water down the black ink, the lighter it becomes. Class wanted to know more on Misfit. So I was looking for a cholo. Kind of a, I don't know, Mexican gangster. I could have that all wrong. I don't really know. But I was looking it up particularly for a person with a bandana kind of low over the eyes for a reference picture. And I came across Axl Rose wearing a bandana and sunglasses. And for those of you that don't know, Axl Rose used to be the lead singer for Guns N' Roses. He was pretty awesome. He was also probably considered a misfit. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to go with that one. So that's the story behind Misfit. It's actually from a reference photo that I used of Axl Rose. Next question. How do you know how to shade your skulls? I look at them. If I have a little skull in front of me and I look at it, and where it is darker, I make it darker, and where it's lighter, I'll leave it alone. and that's how I shade my skulls. You got to look real close. Look for, I wish my pictures were bigger, and that way I could really emphasize my shading skills with them. But because of the size of the pen and the size of the skull, it's kind of hard to shade and get a lot of variation. But the way I know how to shade them is I look at the skull in front of me, and where it's dark is where I make it dark. And I take a few liberties with that. It's not always exactly the way it is in front of me, but I try and keep it pretty close. And that was it. Thank you so much, art class, Miss Bolen's art class. Thank you all very much for asking questions and giving me something to talk about. Those were awesome. Anybody else watching this video and listening, feel free to send me a message or ask questions in the comments down below. I'll be glad to answer them during the next video or one of my next videos. So thank y'all so much for that. That was awesome. That was kind of fun too. So this is, by the way, ancient, and all the black that you see in this was the black 3.0. It's actually watered down a little bit. There were some struggles because it doesn't quite paint on just like regular acrylic does, and you can't really paint over it with a nib pen. At least I was having trouble doing it. But anyway, I do like the stuff. I'm glad I bought it. I can't wait to use it some more. So that's it. Go make some art. Like, subscribe, share, comment, ask questions, and make art. Make lots of art.